Buona dimineața. See if I can hold it up a little higher. So, this is May 26th. This is day 54 with Paul and Tammy, backpacking in Bruges on our trip across Romania on the Via Transilvanica. Buona dimineața. And we are leaving the village of Crusovat. There's our first kilometer stone. Let's see if I can see it. There we go. First kilometer stone of the day. Always good to see those. And it is about 8 o'clock in the morning. We were just dropped off by a wonderful young gentleman called Adja, who is associated with the Pension Liana near the village town of Mahadia. We stayed there last night, so we tried to get a place to stay here in Crusovat or nearby. The one place was filled up, Pension Gym, I think, something like that. The other place was a dormitory style that we didn't want to do, and so we called around, and these folks at Pensione Liana were more than willing to come pick us up and drop us off, and Adja, this is the one that we spent the most time with. He picked us up in the afternoon and then drove us to the hotel and drove us to the restaurant after we cleaned up, and then drove us back from the restaurant. Went to the store as well and into Mahadia, and then this morning we went to the ATM because we thought we were going to need some cash, and he drove us there. So kind of a back and forth trip and stuff. So anyway, the the pension for the room was 250 RON. Buona dimineața. And oh, what a wonderful hotel. Super nice, right along this main road. It's kind of a busy road, lots of truck traffic. And he said a lot of the trucks are coming from Turkey and Bulgaria. But this is Adja talking. He said it was good for Romania. Lots of goods coming in, and taxes could be levied on the goods, etc. So anyway, yeah, the pension, it's kind of sad. He said during COVID they had to shut down their restaurant, and it's a beautiful location right on a river, beautiful view out back. It's well appointed, very comfortable beds, clean, roomy, spacious, balconies, just wonderful. But they can't, I guess they had to close their restaurant because they didn't get enough business, and they just couldn't open it up again. They're thinking about opening it up again later. In a nice bar area as well. He served me a coffee this morning. It was kind of nice. I always like coffee in the morning. And then he drove us back to Crusovat, where we started our trek again. So just, yeah, what a wonderful night. Yeah, so yesterday ended after an 18 or 19 mile day in Crusovat. Pretty tough climbing the last hill out of, I forget the name of the village. We had to basically climb one more hill. It was a pretty steep incline, and then descend down into Crusovat. We showed up at the village around 10 till 4 and went into the village center where the magazine store was and the basilica was, and that's where we asked to be picked up. And we figured, ooh, let's have some ice cream, at the store. Unfortunately, their freezer was broken, so they had no ice cream, but we did get some beer. And they had a bar right next to the magazine where we sat and waited for Adja to come pick us up. So it worked out well, but the store hour was supposed to be at 4 o'clock, open at 4 o'clock, and about 10 after 4, a lady came walking up and opened up the store for us. Well, for everybody else too. But that was a long day yesterday. We started pretty early, but long, just a whole lot of miles. Today is around a 14-mile day, but 2,400 feet or so of elevation gain. And we're heading to Prisacina, and it's a pension there. According to Adja, the place is very isolated. So, but we do have a reservation secured through WhatsApp. I tried contacting these folks in Prisacina via another means, and I didn't get a response. So I had to find another number. It's been, making reservations been, frankly, a lot of work. You could wing it and just show up, I suppose, which we have been reluctant to do. And so we're just keep trying to make reservations at least 5 days out or so, just to be on the safe side. I'm not sure. You know, a lot of these places, they closed down and they didn't open up again, or, they have no food. We've come across where they said, oh, sorry, we're not serving meals anymore. What? So we have to figure things out. But tonight we have a room, double room with a private bath, and they serve dinner and breakfast. So we're set. The only bummer is we really didn't get a breakfast this morning. We bought some yogurt and maybe, stores don't really have good breakfast bars, most of the stores anyway. So we're just gonna do some snacks for lunch today and work it out. But temperatures, we're in the mid-50s right now. It's supposed to go up to the mid-80s, 84 I think. So we tried to get out a little bit earlier, try to beat the heat. It got pretty warm in the sun yesterday when we were fully exposed. So hopefully we'll have some shade today. Yeah, let's see. Not much more I can say. Adja did say it's going to be a beautiful trek for us, and we'll have great views, and there's some interesting geological attractions, natural attractions up here. So looking forward to that. And Kale Buna. So we learned yesterday from Adja that this is a gas pipeline. He wasn't exactly sure where it's going to or where it's coming from, but this is what this is. It's a big gas pipeline. Interesting. Oh, something maybe to the Black Sea. And we think this is the same thing we saw being buried by the airport the other day. I mean, that was maybe a week and a half ago that we had to maneuver around these big old muddy ditches with this big pipe running through it that was being newly installed. So yeah, this is a gas pipeline, and we'll find out more information about it later, hopefully. Well, we missed a turnoff somewhere, not exactly sure where, coming up these sort of orchard area and some crops and pasture land, and we got off the trail. I think we're paralleling it now, but fortunately this gas pipeline's here, and we can just walk up this, which makes it a whole lot easier than walking through briar patches and the like. So we're pretty sure that this pipeline will intersect the Via Transilvanica again, and then we can rejoin it. So yeah, this is the second time that we got misdirected on the trail just this morning. Not sure what's going on. Our senses are bad, or maybe the signage isn't as great as it is everywhere else. But anyway, we'll we'll make it. Valley Bona. Well, we reconnected back with the Via Transilvanica. Sure enough, the gas pipeline intersected the trail again, so we were good. We just walked up the gas pipeline to where it came together. But you can see on that far hill, the lump, not the big one, but the one next to it, that's where the pipeline, you can first see it, and then it runs all the way down that ridge line, all the way down there, down to where we walked up, and then it comes all the way up this hill, keeps on going up this hill, see that, goes over this hill, then it goes down that little valley there, and then it goes, you can see on the far ridge line, keeps on going in that direction, all the way over there. So quite a massive project. Hopefully we'll find out more about it. Oh, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and we're about a little over 7.5 miles into our journey today, which was supposed to be a 14 mile, but it's looking more like it's a 15 mile, maybe 16 mile journey. So we started our second ascent, and fortunately it's shaded so far. Walking on this, I don't know, forest road, and to our left there's a babbling brook or rushing creek or whatever you want to call it, but really kind of nice. If we ever do get too hot, we can find a way to dip into that, because it's getting pretty warm out. I think it's supposed to reach at least 79 by midday, maybe 80, and 82 by 1 o'clock. So it's nice to be in this shade right now. Hopefully it'll last for a while as we continue to climb up this hill. We're on this side of CS 246 kilometer zone, and wanted to point out that they seem to have a spring with a sort of a log stuck into the ground and water shooting out of it. We've seen these before, but if you're in need of water, this side of CS 246, you should be able to get it from here. You could get it from the spring, the creek as well, getting bit by flies. You could get it out of the creek too, but this is probably better for you. Just wanted to correct myself. That spring coming out of the ground is on the other side of CS 246. So after you pass CS 246, coming up the hill, that spring coming out of the water is beyond it and further up the hill, just before you reach the switchback in the trail. So something just to be aware of. And it looks like we're now into very dry territory, so if you are low on water, it might be a good place to fill up. And we're no longer walking by the stream. And at about 11.5 miles, we reached our high point for today. We just dropped down just a little and came over a little rise, and you can see the full view of this mountain range here. That's Mount Arjana, something like that. So we just passed by. We're seeing some more of the terrain here, and then the trail back down to where we're headed tonight. But beautiful view out here, somewhat blocked by trees, but still beautiful. Oh, what a wonderful view we have right now. We just popped over this last rise on our way to Prisacina, and there's a little church up here and a cemetery on the other side, and then we got our little cell tower, which is kind of nice. That means we got cell reception. And then we think in the foreground is a little glamping. Those are two platforms for setting up tents. And in the background you can see just this incredible ridge line, really sharp peaks or sharp drops, just wonderful. And then you can see Tammy going around the corner to our destination for tonight. Hopefully just 30 minutes away. So further down the path, sure enough, there is a glamping site with tents already set up on platforms. And 1, 2 tents, 3 tents, 4 tents, different capacities, I think, for each of them. And they got solar panels set up for, so I guess hot water or electricity maybe. So yeah, you can have it all. The view and staying in a glorious camping environment. That's what the GL stands for, right? Beautiful views.